If you like what you see, why don't you think about subscribing? And make sure to check out my channel for videos just like this. What's going on, people? It's MrBucketlist here, and today I'll be showing you all everything on Royal Caribbean's Icon of the Seas. Let's check it out. Alright, so this is the big one. Again, I apologize about the delay as far as getting my review out and the tour from this cruise ship. This is a full tour from the inaugural sailing that took place on January 27th of 2024. But this will be one of the best, I promise. So what I mean by that is I do take my time to show every little thing on this cruise ship. So that's going to be all the venues, like the entertainment venues, either empty or with shows going on. The dining venues, so all the different places to eat on board. And essentially I just do a deck by deck tour. I start at the very bottom and I go all the way up to the top, and I show every little thing possible on this cruise ship. So I hope this is enjoyable. I will have timestamps in the description, so if there are particular areas that you want to see, or if you don't feel like watching this portion, you can skip around. It will be fully narrated, so I will be talking about what I see and what was around the entire video. Also, please share this video, leave a comment, leave a like. I'm not sure if you all have taken a notice, but if you go on my page right now, I have more than 18,000 subscribers, and I can barely get more than 100 views on the video because YouTube has shadow banned me. I don't know who I pissed off, but it's getting very just annoying. It's upsetting. It makes me not want to upload anymore when I have beautiful footage like this. So please do whatever you can. I hope this video is helpful, and I'll see you soon. Alright, so I am going to start my tour off on the 3rd floor. That's like the main, well, the first main area that passengers can actually access is the 3rd floor. So I will start there, but the one thing I want to kind of highlight before we even get started is the elevator situation. So as you all probably know, elevators are like the most important part of getting around on cruise ships. And these do have the smart elevators. So what that basically means is you select the floor, you select how many people want to go on the elevator, and then you walk over to whichever letter it tells you to go to. So essentially, say if you have a group of 3 people and you want to all go to the same floor, you would hit the number 3 times. So 1, 2, 3. And that saves space for 3 people in the elevator. Now, unfortunately, some people don't get that, and so that's why you still have crowded elevators, but that's the whole point of that, to not have crowded elevators. Now, with that said, when you get inside the elevator, there will not be different like switches for you to change your floor. So if you hit the wrong floor when you're in there, you're out of luck. It's just that simple. Just gonna go for the ride. But that is the smart elevators, and I can tell you all right now, because there's so many of them and there are smart elevators, I never had an issue finding an elevator on this cruise ship. It was pretty amazing. Now we're heading to the dining room, the main dining room, and this is also going to be on the 3rd floor. Now, as you all can see, this dining room is beautiful, it is elegant, and like usual, I do my tours early in the morning. So for those who are new to this channel, I always wake up around 4 to 5 o'clock in the morning when everyone's asleep, and I make sure to go ahead and get the best footage possible. So that's why the dining room looks like this, because no one was awake. It was just kind of me and the staff just around. So here it is. And then this is just a quick, just to kind of let you all know what time it was. 5:21. Now, if you saw, I had about 6,000 steps. The reason why was this is kind of near the end of my tour. So essentially, I did wake up a little bit before 4 o'clock. Well, a little bit after 4 o'clock. Now, another thing about this dining room is they also have the menu on the outside. So if you want to kind of see what they have to offer, here it is right here. Now, when it comes to the food that was in the dining room and also on this ship, I actually did a full showcase of every single venue as far as like the food venues and stuff like that in one video, showing each meal broken down for each day and things like that. So I will put that link in the description if you want to check that out after this video as well. Now, next we'll be heading to the conference room. Now, I did actually use this room, surprisingly. This essentially looks like an office space, but I got invited to a special event to review the Empire Supper Club. It was by Royal Caribbean. They wanted to get our feedback on it. So they do use these things. Now, usually when you come by, you're going to see a sign that says private event. But that's essentially what it's for. You can rent it out, or maybe they'll host like different meetings for some of the crew or the staff or guests, like I said, the one I was involved. It can be used for different things. If you want to learn more about it, head to guest services and see what they can do for you. Next up, we have the Royal Casino. Now, as I always like to say, I am not a casino player. I've never gambled in my life. I don't know much about the games and stuff like that. But I do know about the sizes of them because I've done so many cruise ships. I can kind of tell you about the variety. As usual, this is probably the biggest casino I've ever seen on the cruise ship, and It makes sense because I mean this is the world's largest ship, and it's actually really nice. The one thing I love about this casino compared to some others that I've been to is the neon glow. As you all can see, like the mirrors at the top of the ceiling, it really has like a really nice vibe and atmosphere as far as like it's just beautiful. I mean, whether it's empty or if it's got people in here packed, it always has this nice, lovely vibe to it. I mean, just all the colors, the neon stuff like that. It's very nice. And so, again, if you are a casino player, just like someone that likes to come and hang out, maybe watch your friends play or whatever, you will be in luck for this one because this thing is loaded. As you all can see right here, it has some spaces where you can kind of sit down and chill. They have a 360 bar. It's loaded. Now I will say this again, the atmosphere at nighttime when it's actually open, it is crazy. Like it's so great. There's so many people in here. It's like walking to a club. It's pretty dope. Now the one thing I will say is, even though this looks like it's closed, it's actually open. I didn't want to show it, but to the right of me there was a lady playing on the slot machine. So you can almost come here almost at any time period. It really doesn't matter when. I just know that, I mean, this does have one of the world's best casinos on the cruise ship. Now the next area I want to show is going to be the music hall. Now unfortunately when I was in here doing my tour, the lights were off, so I really can't show just how beautiful this area is as well. But this is one of my favorite venues on the ship. So essentially it's like a smaller version of the Royal Theater. Here they have a bar, they have, obviously, as you can see, they got like chairs and stuff like that. They have a stage, a dance floor. It's pretty cool. And so, I mean, some of the smaller acts are going to come in here and perform things like that. Sometimes they'll have game shows in here. It just really depends on your cruise, the itinerary, the time of day, what's going to go on in here. Of course, at 5 o'clock in the morning, not much is going on in here besides cleaning. But this is, again, one of my favorite venues on any Royal cruise ship is the music hall. Alright, so this is actually the Royal Theater. Now this is the main theater for the Broadway shows, game shows, the loyalty meetings, things like that. Unfortunately, they had this pretty much closed every time I try to come in when they weren't having shows, so I usually like to come in here and get some good angles and stuff like that, and I'll probably throw some in there if I can find some videos of it. But it's just your standard Royal Caribbean Royal Theater. Of course, the only difference is because it's on the world's largest ship, this is the world's largest Royal Theater. And so it was pretty cool. Now, of course, as far as the quality of the shows themselves, oh my guys, I mean, The Wizard of Oz, just the different musical acts that they had, phenomenal, especially The Wizard of Oz. I mean, I'll throw some clips in there so you all can see it, but the effects and things that they were able to show with this show while in this theater was pretty amazing. Literally, there's no reason to go to Broadway. If you can get on the cruise ship, just go to a cruise ship that has Broadway shows because you're getting the same quality, the same thing. It is the best of the best. Okay, so we have made it to deck number 5, and this of course is going to be the famous Royal Promenade. This is the main deck that you're going to see when you first walk on the cruise ship, when you want to go to any type of entertainment venue. If you just want to walk around and want to have that crazy atmosphere that you have kind of outside, this is your place for it, the Royal Promenade. So right here we have Spotlight Karaoke. This is one of the main karaoke venues that they have on board. As you all can see, this thing is nice. Like, it's just, I mean, the effort that Royal Caribbean puts in their cruise ships as far as making everything as detailed as possible, I kind of see, I mean, they pretty much just outdid themselves. This place does get very packed, so if you want to kind of see a good show, you want to come in here pretty early. Now, as we keep walking past the karaoke bar, we do have, again, the big pearl. So as you all can see, it's just kind of, that is the main centerpiece in a way. It's just there. But before we get there, I just want to kind of show some other things as well. So we do have some shops. And then, of course, Starbucks. Now, I know a lot of people like to ask, is Starbucks included with the drink packets and things like that? I believe it is. If you go on the website, I believe certain Starbucks drinks are included with the drink package. But don't quote me on that because I don't drink coffee and I don't get that package. The Pearl. This has to be one of the best structures on a cruise ship that I've ever seen. Just the elegance, the inside of it, how it's mechanical and it moves. There is nothing like it on any other cruise ship. It's that simple. The Pearl is phenomenal. And yes, it's just a centerpiece. That's all it is. Nothing but a centerpiece and a staircase. But the tone that it sets for this area is out of this world. It is amazing. And then also connected to the Pearl is the Pearl Cafe. So this is like a 24-hour eatery that has both breakfast, lunch, and like dinner snacks. It also serves things like coffee, juices, things like that. And then there's also a bar that's connected to this area as well. If you want some really good food, some healthy food, vegan food, things like that, they have all these different options at this particular location. So it's pretty cool. And again, it's 24 hours, so it's always open. Now, one area I almost forgot to mention until I started doing this video was this outdoor area. So this is right behind the higher level of the Pearl. You can actually step outdoors and like kind of just come out here to chill and things like that. They have a walking track, and then they also have like the seating area over here as well. So again, if you're out in the seas or even like in the morning like I am right now, if you just want that quiet time away from all the nonsense, but you don't want to be too far away like to the top deck or your own personal balcony, you have this area right here, right outside of the Pearl. Now, before we continue on with the promenade, I do want to show that there are multiple elevators within this cruise ship. So you have elevators that take you up and down to the gangway, but you also have this that leads you directly to the casino. So if you don't want to wait for an elevator, but at the same time you have issues with stairs, you can use this to travel up and down between the two floors. So that's actually pretty cool. The red and the green kind of dictates exactly where you're going, if you're going up, if you're going down. Alright, so right here we have the Point and Feather. So this is almost like a bar slash like, again, like a little area where they have like a guy that'll do like solo guitars and stuff like that, live music. It's actually really nice. Again, I apologize, everything was like turned off, so the lights were turned off and stuff like that, so you really can't see it. But then after that is going to be the Crown and Anchor Society area. So again, if you want to have any questions about your loyalty points and stuff like that, or even questions about the next cruise, it's going to be right here beside this area. And of course you have more shops and things like that. I'm not really a big shopper, just like I'm not a big drinker. It's a lot of things I don't do on these cruise ships now that I think about it, but there's a lot of variety. That's the whole point. Okay, and then over here we have the guest services area and also the internet desk. So if you have any questions about anything guest services related, this is where you want to come. As you walk and see, there's someone there early in the morning, pretty much any time during the day or the night. Let's go ahead and take these steps up to the next floor. This is going to be the 6th floor of the Royal Promenade. Now, if you're still with me, again, I want to say thank you for watching this video. I hope the quality has been up to your standards. And please, 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 if you can, please share this video, because again, I can almost guarantee this video won't get more than a few hundred views because YouTube has shadow banned me no matter how much time I spend on it. With that said, we have made it to our next floor up here. Right above me is going to be a Bolero's. This is the Latin club slash bar that's on every Royal Caribbean cruise ship. This one is nice. As usual, they're pretty spaced out and they always have like a different vibe to it, and this one's no different as far as looks and things like that. I really enjoyed it. Now, as you keep walking past Bolero's, this does take you behind the Pearl again. So again, just to kind of let you know, like, this is the centerpiece and this kind of connects everything. So this kind of goes back to that bar that I was talking about earlier and the cafe. Now, right near the Pearl Cafe, there is a staircase that takes you all the way to the Central Park area. We're not going to go there just yet, but around in this area as well, you all can kind of see the different stage areas. So they're always going to have live music or something going on right there. They have pretty like big parties and stuff like that in the promenade. So I'll kind of throw some clips in there as well. But this, again, it's just generally a lively area during the day. Now, of course, in the morning, it's not much going on, but usually during the day, you can always find something to do in this primary area, including food, drinks, everything and above. Now around here as well is also the attic. Now unfortunately I did not get to spend much time in here seeing the comedy show, but this one is really nice. Now, once we pass those amazing like jazz playing statues and things like that, we head to the dueling piano bar. Now, again, this is another place that gets packed when they actually have entertainment going on in here. It's a really good time. So as you all can see right above, it's actually covered up right now, but they have two different pianos that are like back to back, and they kind of play off each other and things like that. It's a really good time. Now the next area I want to highlight is Giovanni's Kitchen. I love this restaurant on Royal Caribbean ships. I just love Italian food in general, but this has some of the freshest Italian food that you'll find on any cruise ship. I mean, they essentially make it right in front of you if you walk over to the kitchen area. That's visible at least. It's really good. So I highly recommend it, even though this ship does have so many different options. I wouldn't necessarily say it's a must do because, I mean, you got a lot of options, but in my opinion, this is one of the best restaurants on any Royal Caribbean cruise ship. Not to mention the theming. As you all can see, it's the Italian theming. You got the windows over there. It's really well done on this particular cruise ship. Now next up we have the Schooner Bar. This is also something that's on almost every Royal Caribbean cruise ship, at least that I've been on. And this is a really nice lounge. So essentially you can come here, as you can see they got the piano there as well. They got a nice bar, a bunch of seating, things like that. This is more for your like laid back, if you want to have a conversation where you can hear the person beside you. That's what this place is for. You're never going to see anything crazy or like loud music, anything like that. It's more just a chilled lounge type area. Now, one place I almost forgot to talk about, and I'm glad I just thought about it, was Sorrento's. So this is the almost near 24 hours pizza restaurant. It is included, so you don't have to pay extra for it. But essentially, you'll see if you ever get on this cruise ship, when everything's pretty much closed, the only places that will be open will be this and then that Pearl Cafe that I showed earlier, and room service. Now, as of right now, it's not open because I don't think people eat pizza for breakfast, so it's closed. But again, late at night, like for example, if you go clubbing or something like that, this will be open for you. And it actually moves pretty quickly. So as you all can see, they have plenty of ovens and stuff like that. They know how to work the system when they always have pizza available. So Sorrento's. Also, if you have the drink package that allows you to get soda and things like that, you can use your Coca-Cola Freestyle cup right here. Okay, so before I move on from this area, I do want to show that this also leads to the fitness center as well. So this is on deck 5. I've been rotating between 5 and 6, but this is on deck 5. And to get to the fitness center, you do have to go to that track. So remember how I showed earlier near the Pearl, you can walk on this outside track. Here it is right here. So essentially you walk to the track, and then this leads to the fitness center, which I'll show in a bit. So we have made it to the fitness center. Now as far as the hours, I'm trying to see if it's here. And there it is right there. But they do have set hours. Essentially, this is included, so you don't have to pay anything extra. But you walk straight in. As you walk until this thing is huge. And unlike the rest of the cruise ship, of course, people are going to be in here working out no matter what time it is, as long as it's actually open. But this is nice. Wow. I'm sorry, this is my first time seeing it since the cruise, and I forgot how big it is compared to some other cruise ships that I've been on recently. Wow. But yeah, this fitness center was legit. I mean, everything you need in here: free weights, ellipticals, bikes, treadmills, machines. I mean, everything. Yoga rooms, dance studios. It is all in this fitness center. It's actually pretty amazing. And so again, like I said, everything's nice and clean. It still looks new because the ship is new. So if you're someone that needs to work out on a cruise ship, no matter what, just needs to work out in general, this is your spot for you. And yes, they do have the window views as well. So if you want to be on the treadmill in front of the ocean, at least during the day, you'll be able to see it. So there it is right there. Now, the cool thing about this particular gym is it actually is multiple stories as well. So this is your drink machines and things like that. If you need water and stuff, you can sit here to get like an assessment. So like for body fat and body mass, things like that. That's over there. They do have the towels and things like that. So if you need your towels or just need to drop off some dirty towels, there you go. And then, of course, there's a little bit more. So you do have your different studio rooms. So, for example, if you want to do one of those little classes where they do like yoga and stuff like that, spin or whatever, here it is right here. Again, like I said, this gym is actually really nice. I'm actually kind of impressed. I just really forgot how nice it was. But even if you want to like work out essentially without people being around, you can come up here to this level up here and basically kind of have your own little zone where you can still be on a bike, but you don't necessarily have to be around other people. So again, this gym is very impressive. Now, unfortunately, this is the Crown Lounge, and I am currently Diamond, so I would have access now, but on that cruise, that was actually the cruise that put me to Diamond, so I couldn't go in, but this is the location of it, Crown Lounge. Now, the next area we're going to check out is going to be Central Park. This is one of my favorite areas on any Oasis class or now Icon class cruise ships. But I want to show things a little bit differently. I want to show it during the nighttime because a lot of people don't see it like this at night when it's completely empty. And so I want to kind of showcase the differences here. I will throw in some daytime clips as well, but at least showcase it like this for right now. Now, even though Central Park is included on other Oasis class cruise ships and the Icon class as well, I thoroughly enjoy this one the most, and not just because it's the largest, but the variety that it has, and then just the unique setup. So as you all can probably see those windows above, those are actually people's cabins, and so it really looks like a house almost. It's kind of cool, like windows on the house. And I mean, that the mural at the top, it's just beautiful. And like I said, just being here at nighttime, yeah, I can come here during the day and I will show clips during the day and all, but at night it's just a whole different vibe. It's just like a relaxed, chill type of vibe. And you got the ocean sounds in the background. They play little fake crickets as well. During the day they'll have little birds chirping. It is just like, it literally is Central Park on a cruise ship. And I mean, those are real plants that you're seeing. Not to mention they have the Central Park Cafe right there. So I mean, if you want to get food, of course this cruise ship has food everywhere, but it's here as well. The views, the lights, they'll have people come and play music, people come and sing. They had this really cool jazz club that I kept going to, and I felt so bad because they were in there performing and nobody was there, but they were like really, really good. So I would go and watch them for a little bit and then leave. But it is such a variety on this cruise ship, and especially in Central Park. I mean, essentially, this probably is my favorite spot on the cruise ship because of just the variety and what it caters towards. I mean, I come to vacation. I don't come to get drunk and get wild out every single night. Like, sometimes I just want to chill, and this is the perfect spot for it. Central Park. Once we leave Central Park, there is an area that's connected to it called Surfside. Now, I was expecting to basically hate this area because essentially this is an area for children, for toddlers to be exact. This is almost like a family area, things like that, where like it has like kid catered shows and little kid water park and little slide, just stuff made for children. Again, I was on this cruise ship essentially by myself. That's a long story, different story. But essentially I was on this cruise ship without children, and I thought I would have no reason to come here, and essentially I don't. But I will say this, I actually ended up enjoying this portion when I did come over here for a couple of different reasons. I don't know if it was just my cruise or what, but this area was never really packed. And so, I mean, you can come here, they have a buffet here, they have a food stand here. You can easily get what you wanted, like food and drinks and stuff like that. They even have a bar over here without a wait. And so, I mean, yeah, there were little kids here and there, but it wasn't like a madhouse. Like it was actually like organized and well done. And it was just a really nice area. I mean, if you've ever been to the boardwalk in any Oasis class ships, that's all this essentially is. The only difference is they are switching it where it's more catered towards children. But I did, like I said, enjoy this area. And plus the views, I mean, if you want to get a perfect view of the wake of the cruise ship, this is where you need to come to see it. I mean, it's literally almost like an eye-level view of the cruise ship as far as the water and stuff. It's actually really nice. Another thing as well is if you're into getting on the merry-go-round, that is also included in this Surfside area. So like I said, it's just a lot. I mean, yeah, it's focused on kids, but again, all the features of the boardwalk from previous ships are here as well. So it's almost a mixture of both, an area for kids and an area for the boardwalk. And even though this area is primarily for like young kids and toddlers, things like that, I mean, teens can have a decent time here as well, as the main arcade is actually located down here. And so, I mean, it's not as big as some other cruise ships, or at least other Royal cruise ships I've seen, but they have multiple arcade locations, and that may be the reason why. Now, before we leave this area, I do want to say that this portion of the cruise ship does include other areas outside of just Surfside. So it does include the Playmakers, which is like the sports bar and grill. You go there to watch like games and stuff like that and get really good food. But then it also includes Absolute Zero, which is the ice skating ring during the day, and then like for the ice skating ring for the performers during the nighttime. So if you want to do the complimentary ice skating, or if you just want to see some good shows, you do have to come to the Surfside area and pretty much go down the steps to get to Absolute Zero or the Playmakers. Now, I really can't do a complete tour of the Empire Supper Club. I did go there. Like I said, I had a meal there and we were asked to kind of review it afterwards. But this is just a quick showcase of it. I highly, highly recommend, if there is one specialty dining that you do on this cruise ship, if you have the money, I recommend the Empire Supper Club. It is the best dining experience I've ever had on a cruise ship. It's that simple. And that would be located on Deck 8 right near Central Park. Now, going in line with the flow of the video, the next portion will be my room tour. I was on the same floor as, the floor above Surfside, so we'll go ahead and show that right now, and then we'll get to the rest of the ship. The bucket list here, and this is going to be a room tour of room 296 on Deck 8 on Icon of the Seas. Let's get it. So first, I want to start off with the bathroom as usual. So nice good size standard toilet. You got your glass shower right here. Just a standard shower head, so none of that rain shower, nothing like that. And then they do have the dual body wash and hair, so that's good to go. Decent sink, again, nothing too mind-blowing, but it is of course new. I am the first person to use this room, so I'm pretty excited as usual when that happens. But that's your room. Now right here, of course, it's kind of like Celebrity, so you have your room temperature controls, your mood lighting, things like that. I'm gonna keep it on morning so it stays nice and bright in here, all the way on. There we go. But that's your lighting right there as well. You can control some other things I'll show you in a bit. And then as you all can also see, you don't have your key card. So usually they have a key card where it conserves energy. I guess they don't do that anymore, so that's not on this cruise ship. And there's also a ledge there, so be careful when you're getting up. Now, one thing that kind of shocked me, and it's kind of cool, I guess. So usually when you come in here, you'll have a safe, and I was looking around, I was like, what is this right here? This gotta be a safe, but I didn't know how to find it. And so thankfully, one of my YouTube guys, John, he reached out to me. He said, yo, he was like, the safe is behind the mirror if you didn't know. And I really didn't know, so I appreciate that, John. Thank you. But this is like just so many different cubbies, and the way they use the space is amazing. So that's that. And then you got all this over here. Again, you got this to the side. And then you got 4 different cubby spaces with trays down there. So that's really cool. And then another thing I always appreciate as well is some area on the side to place your luggage right there. So bang, so good to go. Got this huge couch. I mean, I can fit close to probably about 3 people. And that may be a pull-out couch, so if you want to make a bed out of it, that looks great as well. Nice clean artwork. And then over here is your desk. And so I was pretty shocked. It came with 6 different waters. I was about to buy some water, so I'm glad I didn't. But 6 different distilled water. And then you also have your desk area right here. You don't like being on camera, but hey, there's me. Nice good area, as you all can see. So we'll go ahead and count the USB outlets. You got 2 right here. Got a plug right here. You got 2 more. So right now there's already 5. And then 6 currently. So 6 outlets just on the desk alone. And then you can see the desk is a really good size. It's not a stool. They give you an actual chair. And then you got cubbies and stuff over here, and then your fridge is down here. So very good amount of space, just very good and well laid out all together. And then moving on to the bed, so you have your little nightstand right here. Thankfully you do have USB ports on both sides. So over there was 6, and then this is 7 and 8. So far 8 different outlets. Cubbies and storage, so if you want to stack your phone, some other stuff down here, you're good to go. I'm in this room by myself. This was an expensive cruise. This is the inaugural sailing by Icon of the Seas. I paid up double the price. I got a balcony. I'm sure you can do the math and know that's crazy expensive, but so far I've been pretty pleased. Over here as well, you also have some more just like cubbies and stuff like that, and it's pretty cool. So another 2 outlets. So as of right now, I think there's 10 outlets in this room. So those are USB outlets, but still 10 different outlets for this room, and like I said, it's nice and illuminated, so pretty cool. The bed's a good size. It feels like you can feel the crease right here if you can see it. So there are 2 different beds that are squeezed together, so be conscious of that. And then there is another outlet, so 11 different outlets so far in this room. That is crazy. You got one right here, but then you got one down there as well. So pretty cool. It's right here in front of the TV. If you can't swivel, then of course as long as it's placed in front of the TV, I'm good with it. Looks good. So keep going a little bit further. And then here is the balcony. Nice balcony, you can fit 2 people. Got a nice little store right here as well. Beautiful downtown Miami. Nice good view of it. See it? This is it. Icon of the Seas, the 8th floor balcony room, a standard balcony room. Beautiful room, by the way. Just a really nice room. So I hope you all enjoyed this tour. Hope this helps us out. This is MrBucketlist. I'll see you soon. Peace out. Okay, so this is something I did not want to forget before I left this room here. So first is the towels. So sorry, this is a used bathroom right now, but you don't have to worry about forgetting your towel. Every time you come here, there'll be 3 stacked or 4 stacked towels right here. So basically, like I said, you can got the shower, turn the shower water off right here, and then get your towel right above. So that's pretty cool. The second thing is there actually is 2 more outlets. So they're just standard plugs. So again, a lot of plugs in this room, good storage space for like towels and stuff, and then also storage space over here. So this room is really good. Let's showcase the Aquadome and the new Aqua Theater. So as usual, this is the place where all the water shows take place at. And this one's pretty unique because kind of like the Oasis class ships, during the day you can kind of come here and chill, and then during the nighttime that's when they have the performances and things like that. But obviously, as you all can see, this is just completely different because it's completely enclosed, and the setup is it's more, I guess, built into the cruise ships. So, I mean, you have restaurants, you have hooked seafood, then you have this beautiful area right here. This, again, I mean, I hate to keep repeating myself, but everything that was done on this cruise ship, I 100% agree with. I think they did a phenomenal job with restructuring what they had and making everything feel new, but also familiar. Now, if you take a quick look at the floor, you can kind of see it looks like it's moving in a way. So the reason why it's doing that is it actually does have water that's flowing basically under it. I mean, that's ocean water because this is an aqua show, so you can kind of see it moving back and forth. But this area is just phenomenal. As we continue on, another spot that we have over here is the Overlook. Now, this is inspired from the Eden, which is on Celebrities style cruise ships, which is a part of the Royal Caribbean brand. And this is just another area that just really just outdid itself for Icon of the Seas. So as you all can see, pretty much it's like an overlook to the ocean. Now, the cool thing is all these different pods and seating areas that you see, these are not VIP areas. It's basically first come, first serve. So if you want to go up to one of those pods, be your guest, go ahead up there. And as you can see, I mean, once you get to the top, the views are just stunning, especially during this sunrise. I thoroughly enjoyed coming up here. Now, unfortunately, because there was just so much to do on this inaugural sailing, I did not come back here during the nighttime. I honestly forgot I was there. I just happened to come here during the morning, and I was like, oh yeah, the Overlook. But there are just some really nice bars and things like that back here as well. So definitely check this out at night after the show, maybe before the show. Just come and check it out because the setup is completely different. And then if we keep on walking, this also leads to the Aquadome market. So what this basically is like a food hall in a way. They have a variety of different items that you can get. And it's pretty much open, I would say, basically from lunch to almost past dinner time. It's almost like a smaller style buffet in a way. It is freshly prepared food. It's pretty good. I highly recommend check it out. So my goal anytime I do these type of videos is to basically only do these voiceovers when there's copyrighted music in the background, and then once I get outside into the fresh air and things like that, let you all actually hear the natural sounds and my natural talking about this cruise ship via what was actually recorded when I was there. Unfortunately, I was listening and I can hear some copyrighted music in the background, so I kind of have to do that for this portion as well on the pool deck. Right here is El Loco Fresh. Again, this is one of the included dining venues that they have on board. This is for like tacos, burritos, things like that, Mexican food. Pretty good. Sometimes it will tear your stomach up. So I mean, if you usually get kind of sick from Mexican food and spices like that, just know that's not going to be any different here. But either way, it's still pretty good. Now, as you all can also see, this place this cruise deck and cruise ship has multiple hot tubs and pools. It is just loaded with different little areas to chill in. Now, for our inaugural, because the price was so expensive, it did not seem like it was oversold. I don't think it definitely wasn't at 100% capacity, and it was pretty comfortable, so I really enjoyed it. And I also did like these as well. Those weren't that comfortable, but as far as those little like areas you can kind of lay down like a net or something like that, those are still pretty cool. And then as you all can see, there is just so many chairs and so much seating, and you got these little swing things right here. It's just, I mean, this cruise ship, as far as the seating, the arrangement, everything like that, it was thought out really well. And right here is actually one of the first pools I got into when I first got on the ship. So that is a infinity edge pool as well on the side. And if I'm not mistaken, right above us is I think it's called Cloud something. It's one of the smoking areas, and so thankfully the smoke doesn't come down. But if you're curious about where that's at, they actually have a portion of a deck that's strictly for smokers. And the lime and coconut. So of course this is Royal Caribbean's famous like bar brand that they have, where the future drink is the lime and coconut. They also have other drinks there as well, but that was pretty cool to see. And again, that's kind of like a centerpiece for the pool deck. And then as you can see, another hot tub. So I mean, they are just stacked on this cruise ship. And showers as well. Let's keep on walking. Now right here, you actually have some like foosball tables and things like that. And if you can see, those doors actually shut. So when you're in there, if you don't want to lose the ball and have to keep chasing up the ball, just go in there and shut the doors and you're good to go. Keep on scrolling on around so that's a better view. And like I say, you can close those doors. Now they have glasses so you can see inside, and then they also have like some privacy things as well. But yeah, pretty unique. Okay, so right here is the other part of the lime and coconut. So it kind of wraps around on both sides of the deck. Again, it is multiple stories and it is plenty of seating, things like that. So you should not be fighting for a seat at this bar. And then we have another pool. Now, the thing I like about this pool is you all can see right there is those daybed type things. And so ironically, they're not really that comfortable. It's still cool to see. But then they have these areas over here. I mean, man, just seeing this cruise ship when it's not packed is so cool. I mean, I hate to kind of brag my own video, but you rarely see this type of footage. And it just reminds me of how beautiful this cruise ship is. And of course, you have another hot tub here as well. So those green daybed type things, they pretty much line this entire area. So this is more catered towards the adults. Again, the toddlers have their own little small, well, it's not even small, but they have their own area at the back of the ship known as Surfside. And so they really have this area more focused for the adults. And even like the teens and stuff like that, they have an entire water park. You know, you all probably know about Thrill Water Park, which I'm going to show in a bit. So this area is primarily for the adults. Now, of course, you're going to see some people in there with their families and stuff like that swimming. But for the most part, at least around the pool, this is primarily for the adults. Now, speaking of Thrill Water Park, it is that time. Oh my God. So yes, this is the largest water park at sea on a cruise ship. And it is the best. It's just that simple. They have pretty much a variety of every type of slide you can think of, whether it's bowl, drops, tubes, non-tube. I mean, this park is amazing, especially at nighttime. They have like lightning strobe effects and stuff like that. It's really, really cool. Now they do have the rules and things like that before each slide, and first when you get in there, so you kind of know. Right to the side, those barrels right there where you put your shoes and things like that at. I put my shoes there, nobody messed with it, so I wouldn't say you need to be concerned about people stealing, but don't put your phone or anything like that in there. Give that to somebody else. But that is your list of slides, and that is your rules, things like that. No, you cannot bring a GoPro unless you're a well-known cruise ship and they give you permission ahead of time, but for people like us, just no, you can't do it. But like I was saying, I mean, this does just have a variety of slides and they're all good. Now, my only criticism I will say is there are quite a few slides, if I'm not mistaken, either 2 or 3, where you have to have more than one person. And so, of course, I was on a solo cruise. Well, it turned to be a solo cruise, but there were a couple of slides I just could not do. And then the person I wanted to do it with, he was all down and stuff. But then when I hit him up, oh, I'm busy, he got scared. And so he just didn't come with me. And so we just didn't do it. But as you can see, either way, I still had a blast at this water park because it was just so unique. And I mean, at the time, at least when I was there was no long wait. I mean, you just walk straight on and get off. It was nice, really nice. And like I said, look how well themed it is. I mean, this park is beautiful. Alright, so as we move on, you would think that because this cruise ship has so many other things, there's no point in them having a flow rider. Well, they do, as you walk and see, and this is probably one of the best ones that they have because when you're taking your pictures, it looks like you're kind of like, I guess, flow riding over the ocean. It's actually a really nice backdrop and view. So again, this is included just like the slides. Everything I pretty much showed you in here is included for free. The only thing that's not is the Empire Supper Club. Now, one thing that is near the flow rider is, and it's actually pretty cool, is the adults only area. So honestly, if you want to keep an eye on your kids, but you also want to have your space away from them, that's no problem, because here it is right here. This is the Hideaway. So I mean, it's kind of modeled after the Hideaway beach that they have on Coco Cay. It's really cool. Now, the one thing I wouldn't say I don't like it, but I just wish it was a little bit better, was the timing of when it's open. So I think it opened, at least on our cruise, around either 9 or 10 o'clock. And so I'm like, man, why is it open so late? Like, why can't they have it open at like 6 or 7? But I get it. They got to set up and clean and stuff like that. But I did enjoy the Hideaway. Like I said, I'll show you all a little bit more of it, a little bit better. Before I do, again, this is just a little bit more of the Thrill Water Park. So you have the Thrill Water Park, then you have the Flow Rider, and then you have the Hideaway all in this like back after the cruise ship. The Hideaway. So this is an 18 and up area, 18 plus area. I'm sorry. I'm kind of thinking about what I'm going to say because I don't want people to think I'm criticizing children when I'm saying that. It is what it is, 18 and up area. This does, like the other areas, has multiple hot tubs. It has a large infinity pool. This is going to be your spot. I mean, the vibe and stuff like that just changes just depending on what time of day it is. And that's the cool part about it. Because, I mean, sometimes you can come here, like for right now, for example, it's quiet, nothing's going on. It's nice and chill. So, I mean, you can come there. Or if you come back around 12, 1 o'clock, they got music playing, people dancing, drinks flowing. Or if you come back late at night, I mean, they got the vibes just completely low. They still got music playing, people drinking. It is really, really cool. Like I said, it is a kid-free area. Now, unlike other cruise ships and other areas that are usually kid-free, you will not see any kids sneaking in here. I mean, I'm not on that camp where it's 100% the cruise ship's fault if they allow kids in there. No, it's both the cruise ship and the family's fault. Like, the family for letting the kids in there in the first place, and the cruise ship for not enforcing the rules. So I think it's half and half, but I can guarantee you, at least on my cruise and most likely going forward, the Hideaway is known for being a hideaway from children. It is for adults only. You will not see any kids in here. If you do, they won't be staying there long. And if you want to see kids, just look on down because Surfside is about 7 decks below. And then, like I said, I just want to kind of go ahead and do some pans here and just kind of show like that infinity pool, the nighttime views. This area was legit, and just the music they played in here. Oh my God. Like, some of the songs that DJ was playing at this place have literally become some of my favorite songs ever. And just the good memories that came along with this. You all will love this area, the Hideaway. Okay, so this one area I did not want to forget before we leave the Hideaway is the stadium seating. So as you all can see, this accommodates quite a few people on both sides of this area. It's really cool. Now, the unfortunate part is, of course, if it's on a sea day, you will have the pool towel hogs that come and just take the chairs away and then don't come back for like hours later. That does happen, but they do have people going around and basically marking how long the chair's been untended. So they try their best to keep up with it, but kind of like the whole thing with the kids, like, you're not supposed to be bringing kids here. Don't do this. Don't save a chair if you know you're not going to be here for 4 or 5 hours. That's ridiculous. Okay, so we're going to keep on going, and now is next to the miniature golf course. Now, before I just kind of go into detail about this, I do want to apologize. I'm very tired. I live here in Tampa, Florida, and we just had Hurricane Milton hit us less than 48 hours ago. Then I had some other things going on in my personal life, so I'm very worn out, very tired. So if it sounds like it, that's what's going on. But I'm trying to be as positive as I can because seeing this cruise ship does bring back some really good memories. I thoroughly enjoyed this cruise. Again, I recommend if you haven't seen my review on this cruise ship, check it out. You'll see why I love this cruise ship. Okay, so right now we're in the adrenaline area. So you all already saw the water slides from earlier. But you also have this rock climbing wall, which is pretty much standard on the most Royal Caribbean cruise ships. This one's actually pretty large now that I think about it. And then connecting it, and we'll go to it in a little bit, is the Crown's Edge. So you know the famous thing where it drops you in front of the big crown, looks like it's going to fall in the ocean. That's included as well. So they have come down in price quite a bit ever since it launched. And when we first got on there, it was like $99 a person. Then they dropped it down to $79, then $49. Now it's $20. So they don't know what they want to do with the price. They understand that for a 30-second experience, you can't charge people $100. That's just ridiculous. So I highly recommend it. Crown's Edge. Now it does have some different weight factors and height factors and things like that you should be aware of. But I highly recommend it. Your lifeguard station over here, and now you got your top row of seating. And then here's your cabanas. Yes, but that's what they look like. Just a cabana with a chair in it. Okay, I tried to play some of the top deck stuff, just kind of the atmosphere, but I heard some steel pans in the background. If I can't tell if it's copyrighted or not, so I had to turn it off. But right here is the swim and tonic bar. So pretty much you can swim up into like a water bar and things like that. This was actually really cool. Now this is the one portion that I will say it should be 18 and up, but it's just not. I think it should be 21 and up, to be honest, but it's not for some reason. I just remember kids were just taking over the thing like crazy. But basically it's a bar that's in the pool, and so again, I don't really know why children are at a bar, but it is what it is. It was still pretty cool. Feels good too. Now this is the area I was talking about earlier, Cloud 17. So this is the floor for the smokers, and it's actually pretty smart because it's probably one of the highest decks on the cruise ship, which makes sense. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, I really appreciate if you just comment, like, or just some type of engagement for the YouTube algorithm. Again, I apologize that it took so long to get this video out, but I hope it was worth your time. If you have not seen the documentary, my full review on this cruise ship, it is miles ahead of most other people's review of this cruise ship, and you'll see why after like a couple of minutes. So I hope you all check that out if you haven't already seen it. For those who have seen it, and I really appreciate the comments and things like that you all have sent. It's Mr. Bucket List. I'll be seeing you soon. Peace out.